a really ugly 1-2.
Well, you know, a lot of it has to do with turnovers and what else is new, because coaches are always stressing we can't turn the ball over. Tom Coughlin has been brilliant at that through the years in Jacksonville and here. But the Giants have coughed the ball up 10 times in 3 games. Now, 2 years ago, they gave up only 13 turnovers in an entire season. They're on a pace right now to turn the ball over 53 times. I mean, don't count on them turning it over 53 times, but clearly they have to clean that up.
Yeah, and it was just so crazy how it all happened. I mean, guys like Kareem McKenzie and David Deal and Eli Manning throwing a left-handed pass and things that you just wouldn't expect out of veteran guys with a good head on their shoulder, but it happened to them. The good news for them, though, is they play in the NFC East, and nobody seems to really want to take off and hide. And after I watched the tape of the Giants last week, I kind of went in thinking, these guys aren't very good. But Perry Fewell and their defense really has made some jumps over the past couple of weeks.
Coughlin has always run a tight ship. Nobody's going to confuse him with Rex Ryan. Now, when you win the Super Bowl or when you contend, it's all good. When you don't, then it's going to turn in on itself, at least in the perspective of outsiders. So he's been criticized by his former players this week. Some of them, not all of them. Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber, Antonio Pierce. What's your reaction?
Well, Antrell Roll talked to us about that a little bit, and he was screaming for more fun. We've got to make this fun out here, and it was almost, you got the feeling, he didn't say it, but they're kind of looking across the way at the New York Jets and looking at what Rex Ryan's doing, and they seem to be having a great time. And of course, Tom Coughlin probably hasn't been at the head of the fun list as far as NFL coaches go. So believe me, there's a little juxtaposition going on.
You and I both love this, Bob. I mean, you have 3 guys who are retired. A couple of them are in the media, and the other guy spent 2 games with the team and has become a team spokesman. Meanwhile, Coughlin said he got criticized for the way he parked his car at the complex this week.
Showing some humor.
Absolutely.
On the other hand, do they lack, not talking about Coughlin here, do they lack veteran leadership?
I'm not big on all that stuff. To me, leaders are guys that make plays in clutch situations. There's nobody that's ever said anything to me in a pregame speech or during a game that made a difference. If you want to lead me, go out there and make a play. And I think that's Tom Coughlin's message, too.
Briefly, Michael Vick sandwiched on a play near the goal line. The Eagles are in a tight one right now with the Redskins. Rib injury, chest injury, Cobb back in just when it looked like Vick was becoming the big story of the early season.
And after Washington goes to St. Louis and loses to the Rams last week, they go in, Philadelphia figures to win the game. Vick gets hurt. And, of course, we will see Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football at San Francisco. And the 49ers, by the way, that's as gut-wrenching a loss as a team can have today. They're 0-4.
All right. Bears and Giants coming up from the Meadowlands. Tom Coughlin optimistic that his team can turn it around starting tonight.
I really do believe that our players' hearts are in the right place.
Terrible play by Manning.
The frustration having to be put aside.
Personal foul, offense.
We're capable of playing better football.
There's a thing called East Coast justice.
I want this kid delivered to me unharmed. You don't want to play with me.
And there's a thing called West Coast justice.
The truth. And I don't care whose toes you step on.
We got them both.
Can you prove it?
Wednesdays, there's new SVU, followed by the new hit Law & Order Los Angeles.
Fan mail, that's touching.
It starts Wednesday, 8/7 Central, with a new Undercovers, followed by a new SVU and Law & Order Los Angeles, only on NBC.
We got the federal stimulus money, didn't we?
Every state did.
How'd Strickland spend ours?
Hired a Texas company to administer an $11 million Ohio State program.
Texas? We needed those jobs here.
Gets better. The Texas company used hundreds of workers in El Salvador to do the work.
Strickland didn't get the Ohio jobs done.
Time's up, Ted.
Out here, every neighbor's a friend, and behind each door is an open invitation for dinner. Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. Come in now for our new 3-course dinner for 2 for just $29.99. Choose 2 of 7 expertly grilled entrees, like our juicy new garlic herb-crusted sirloin or Parmesan-crusted chicken, plus an appetizer to share and fresh salad. Longhorn's 3-course dinner for 2, just $29.99 for a limited time, only at Longhorn Steakhouse. Discover the West in you.
Congratulations from the original home of the Reds, WLWT.
Pledge to play 60 at NFLRush.com.
The Bears have long had a proud defensive tradition, from Dick Butkus to Mike Singletary to Brian Urlacher. This past offseason, Julius Peppers signed with Chicago. The stat line says Peppers has just 1 sack, but his impact has been felt on what is now a resurgent Chicago defense. Rejoined by Chris Collinsworth.
It's a history and tradition. We come onto the field and we want to create havoc.
He lost the ball. Peppers knocks it out.
Trying to create turnovers and be a pain in the side for the offense. We're stopping the run right now pretty good. We're tackling good, hitting good, playing good fundamentals on defense, so that's what I'm most proud of.
Trouble coming from behind.
He's a great leader. Best player I ever played with. That's an honor to play with him. That's one of the main reasons that I wanted to come to Chicago to play too.
Gives up the football. Bears have it.
We have goals that we want to accomplish, but the statement is really that after you leave the game, you know you've been in a physical fight.
And here now is Chris Collinsworth. Pepper says we're tackling good, we're hitting good, playing fundamentally good. It's all good.
It's all good, and it really has been so far. You know, this defense, more than anything else, is based on speed. It's based on a 4-man pass rush, and that was the big reason why they felt like they had to get Peppers, because he was in a situation where their 4-man pass rush wasn't getting there. They were having to start blitzing more in order to try to get there. But they create turnovers like no defense you see. I mean, they really, in practice, they will not blow the whistle until the ball is out of the running back's hand. I said, well, how long will they wait? He said sometimes it'll go a minute, and then you have to pick it up, and they form a wall, and you run it in the end zone. That's how they play defensively, and it shows up out here on the field.
So understandably, the focus has been on Jay Cutler, playing much better, early returns this year. Mike Martz, the new offensive coordinator. But in addition to the defense, the Bears have great special teams.
They have great special teams, and, of course, Devin Hester, always so dynamic out there on the field. But it had been a long time since he had returned a punt. Got one last week. Now you add that dimension. It's pretty good stuff.
All right, Chris, let's talk about Cutler, Martz, and the rest of the Bears offense by throwing it back to the guys in the studio, led by Dan Patrick. Dan?
All right, thank you, Bob, with Rodney and Tony. What's the book on Cutler when you faced him?
Well, I played against Jay Cutler. He wants the deep ball. He wants to throw the ball down the field. He doesn't want the check down, coach. And another thing he'll do, he'll force the ball in there. And if I'm the Giants, I understand. He's going to make a couple big plays down the field. But I also know he's going to give me 2 or 3 plays, coach, that all I have to do is catch the ball.
And you like to live on the edge. Mike Martz, that's his system. But what do you have with the coach's clicker?
Yeah, you're talking about a perfect offensive coordinator for his quarterback. Mike Martz wants to do the same thing that Cutler wants to do, and that's get big plays. This is a situation they only need a field goal to win this game, but they see the man-to-man coverage. They're going to design a play here for the running back to forte against the linebacker, Rodney. He's trying to go deep.
And like you said, Coach, Cutler doesn't want the field goal. He wants the big play. He sees the mismatch. He throws it, touchdown, big play.
This is now a 3rd and 18 situation against Dallas. Most coordinators are content to punt the football. Mike Martz puts Johnny Knox on a deep post. Cutler waits him out and throws this ball 62 yards in the air.
It's a double team, 2 deep safeties. He's very arrogant. He knows he has a big arm. He wants the ball down the field.
But the other side of that coin, the DBs can make plays. Here is Greg Olsen. He's looking for him. He is really covered, but he's going to put this ball up into coverage, even though he's got an open receiver short.
Green Bay dropped 2 or 3 interceptions last week, opportunities. Tonight, the Giants have to catch those balls.
And the last thing it makes a problem for is your offensive line. They've got very, very good protection here. Normally at 3.0, the ball is out, but he's waiting for these deep routes down the field. 4.2 seconds sack.
Throw the ball, Cutler. Throw the ball, but he's greedy. He wants the big play there.
But with Mike Martz, he can be stubborn. He wants to prove that he can do it his way. Does it come back to haunt him?
It can. This is Mike's offense. Deep throws, big plays, but it also leads to sacks and interceptions.
All right. For enhanced coverage of tonight's game with live HD video, check out Sunday Night Football Extra on NBCSports.com. You can pick your own camera angles, watch in-game highlights, and chat with Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio. Plus, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and get behind the scenes all the time, all season long with Sunday Night Football All Access. Coming up next, highlights from Week 4 as Football Night in America continues.
Every year, when they step on the scale that first week, we sit back and watch miracles happen. But this Tuesday.
Week 2 is historically a tough week here.
Get there early for the weigh-in.
We will do this together.
Could this be the year they beat the dreaded Week 2 curse?
Gone are the days of selling yourself short.
The Biggest Losers back in session this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on NBC.
News 5's Kevin Robinson, the Tri-State severe weather expert.
This is why the tornado warning was issued. That storm about 15 minutes away from you.
Tracking storms live with a power of 5.
The bad weather was exactly where you said it was. At one point, the map showed it right over my house, and it was rotating, just like you said.
Kudos to News 5, especially Kevin Robinson. This reminds me of the years I saw Kevin on the Weather Channel.
Kevin Robinson and the power of 5. Tracking storms live, second by second, street by street. That's the power of 5.
I'm Steve Driehaus, and I approve this message.
After 14 years in Washington, Congressman Shabbat will say about anything.
I've never wavered in our fight to cut spending.
Cut spending? Shabbat voted for record spending and deficits.
Stand up to the special interests.
Shabbat took hundreds of thousands from Wall Street and over 127,000 from Big Oil.
And protect Social Security.
That's just wrong. Shabbat voted to privatize Social Security.
Hi, I'm Lauren Williams. Come tailgate with us at Beachmont Ford, and we'll pass on these great savings to you.
Catch a Focus for as low as $11,599. Receive up to $10,000 off new Ford F-150s. Tackle and Escape as low as $18,495.
Score a touchdown with 0% financing available on most models. Check out our new rookie, the Ford Fiesta. You can intercept us at BeachmontFord.com or get off the sidelines and rush into Beachmont Ford today.
Like WLWT on Facebook. It's how News 5 connects with you.
Across the Hudson from the Meadowlands, the Empire State Building lit up in pink in support of the NFL's A Crucial Catch breast cancer awareness campaign. You can support the effort as well by bidding on authentic game day NFL pink products at NFL.com/auction. Proceeds benefit the American Cancer Society. Welcome back inside. First week for buys. You had the Cowboys, Vikings. You also had the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. These guys will give you their opinions on the highlights, where we begin in Cleveland, the division rivals, the Bengals and the Browns. Teams around the league sporting pink as part of the NFL's breast cancer awareness program, including Joshua Cribbs, whose grandmother passed away from breast cancer. Browns leading 10-3 second. Carson Palmer and Terrell Owens. Come on down. 78-yard touchdown tied at 10. He had 10 catches, 222 yards. Third career 200-yard receiving game. 13-10 Browns. Peyton Hillis is in.
Stop him. They cannot stop him.
You can only hope to contain him, Tony. It's 20-10 Browns. Palmer, Jordan Shipley, blindsided. TJ Ward flag. Shipley suffered a concussion, and Palmer has a few words for Ward. After the penalty, Palmer. Little shovel pass, and Brian Leonard is in. Bengals within 3. But then the Browns run out the clock thanks to Hillis. He ran for over 100 yards against the Ravens, over 100 yards against the Bengals. And after the game, Eric Mangini is a winner.
We've been playing closer and closer to the way that I expect us to play each week, and we hadn't gotten the result that we needed to get. I think it's important for us to win at home. I think it's important for us to win in the division, but I think it was important for us to win.
Seattle at St. Louis. Pete Carroll on the road with his 2-1 Seahawks. Scoreless in the first. A pair of former Sooners will hook up. Sam Bradford to Mark Clayton. Down to the Seattle 15. And then Bradford to Brandon Gibson. And just like that, 7-0 Rams. Bradford threw for 289, 2 scores and 1 pick. Question on how much Steven Jackson would play with that groin injury. It looks like he's groin almost gone here.
Somebody tackle me, please.
Yeah. 3 plays later, it's Kenneth Trent Darby, 21-yard touchdown. Nice blocks there and downfield. 17-3 Rams. Jackson on the ground, 15-yard rush, moving past Marshall Faulk, second place on the all-time rushing list. Eric Dickerson is first. Here's Pete Carroll after the loss.
Defense didn't do what they needed to do to get the ball for the offense and give us some field position opportunities. Offense didn't knock any drives in at all. That's needs to be dealt with, and we will not accept the fact that this was a game we went on the road and didn't get a touchdown and didn't give ourselves a chance to win a football game.
The pesky Lions in Green Bay, where Aaron Rodgers and company looking to bounce back from that Monday night loss to Chicago. This always helps. Donald Driver on the receiving end of the 29-yard toss. Driver had 3 catches, 89 yards, and the touchdown, tied at 7. Rodgers to Jermichael Finley, star, 14-7. 21-7, Sean Hill. You throw it up, and Calvin Johnson will bring it down. Stick, go through the whole play. Don't want to lose that touchdown. And then Charles Woodson does this as well as anybody who's ever played the game.
House call.
Only Rod Woodson and Darren Sharper have taken more interceptions back for touchdowns. He'll catch him. Green Bay driving. Rodgers picked by Chris Houston, led to a Detroit field goal, not shown. 28-23 Green Bay. Jordy Nelson. He coughs up the kickoff for the second time in the game, led to another Detroit field goal. The Lions will not go away. So Rodgers takes it into his own hands and legs. Tick, 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 tick. Keep in mind, Aaron Rodgers won the game.
We didn't play very well on offense. Put our defense in some tough spots. They were on the field for a long time. Didn't get no rhythm. But, you know, when we had to have a drive, we took it down. John ran the ball real well, and we had a couple passes to close that thing out.
Jets in Buffalo. Mark Sanchez has been unleashed. 3 TD passes in each of his last 2 games coming into this game. And then he's got LaDainian Tomlinson. Visited the Fountain of Youth. Up the middle for 8 yards. Tomlinson, 15 yards. Jets rushed for 567 yards in 2 games last year with Buffalo. And then LT is in. 7-0 Jets. 10-0 Jets in the second. Sanchez. Braylon Edwards. I have no idea what the touchdown celebration means. 17-0 Jets. Oh, that one hurt. Jim Leonard. Woo. Say hello to Corey McIntyre. Or maybe it's the other way around. Brad Smith.
Wildcat.
How valuable is this guy? College quarterback. He can return kicks, throw, catch, touchdown. Dustin Keller. And then Tomlinson. 19 carries, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And 1 finger roll.
Thank you, San Diego.
Here's Mark Sanchez.
The way we came out today, it was weird. It was like reverse roles because we heard them doing a lot of talking all week, and we didn't really say anything. It was different, you know, for me. And Shotty was reading some of the quotes from the guys. They were expecting me to play like the first Buffalo game last year, and you know, I'm glad that we're playing a lot smarter all the way around.
Carolina in New Orleans. Drew Brees starting despite having a minor MCL sprain. Jimmy Clausen. First road start. Brees to Lance Moore. Fumbles. James Anderson recovers for the touchback. First play of the second quarter. Brees to Moore. He holds on.
There he is.
Third touchdown reception of the year. Clausen answered. Jonathan Stewart, I love my Ducks.
Love those Ducks.
First TD pass of Clausen's career, and we're tied at 7. 10-7 Saints third. D'Angelo Williams, 39 yards. Look at the burst right there. And then he's in. First touchdown of the season for Williams, 14-10 Carolina. Steve Smith has been banged up, got banged up again. He didn't see that graphic coming, apparently. Injures his ankle. He would not return. 2 catches, 11 yards. 14-13 Carolina, 4 minutes to play. John Carney, first game of the Saints, is gone! 25-yard field goal. But is it over? Clausen. It's over. It's over in more ways than one, perhaps. Carolina 0-4. Here's Drew Brees.
You know, we're going to save all of the scoring and everything else till the end of the season, I guess. We haven't scored like we're used to scoring, and yet we're 3-1, and we're a field goal away from being 4-0.
You know what? He's being optimistic there. Glass half full there for Drew Brees. They could be 1-3. He's talking about 4-0.
Maybe 0-4. They're about 3 plays from 0-4. I love Drew's optimism, but they've got to get real. This offense is not scoring like they did last year. They're moving the ball, but they need to get back to scoring and eliminate some of those mistakes.
Yeah, they got Arizona next week. Bengals lose to Cleveland. Now, in that loss, T.O. is second on the all-time list in receiving yards. So there was a little bit of positive in there. Carson Palmer.
He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I'm not talking about Carson Palmer.
No, T.O. Bengals a playoff team?
not a playoff team. If you're the Cincinnati Bengals, if you want to get to being a playoff team, you have to win games like this. You can't lose to the Cleveland Browns. Carson Palmer had a big game number-wise. Okay, he put up a lot of big numbers, but he fumbled the ball twice, and they missed field goals. So right now, Cincinnati, to me, they're not a. Like I said last year, that they're a bunch of frauds. It's real early in the season.
Wait, we got the fraud? It's come out this early?
It's
just disappointing to see that. I mean, they have so much talent, especially offensively.
And the big plays, they didn't make those critical plays that you have to make to win.
Where's Ocho Cinco at? Is he still on his sitcom or what?
Well, you know what? They got to make plays, and you got to win games, especially in that division. Let's bring in Peter King on loan from Sports Illustrated. Peter had quite a busy week, by the way, so we're told. You want to tell us about your busy weekend?
Well, oh my God, look at this. How about this? Yeah. I actually ran in a marathon.
Watch this.
In a half marathon. Look at this. Have I got a kick going?
Wait, is this slow motion?
What?
Was this?
But look at me. I'm heroic. Look, come on. Pass everybody. Let's go.
Call the ambulance.
Hey, listen, all I know is
you look like you're about to have a stroke.
Well, hey, it's a half marathon. When you run for 2 hours and 20 minutes, you almost have a stroke.
An hour and a half.
We're proud of you, though.
Did the Kenyans request a copy of that video? That's all I want to know.
All I want to know is where'd you get that? It's got to be burned.
Mark Sanchez talked about the trash talking in Buffalo. LaDainian Tomlinson, you talked to him after the game. Did he mention the trash talking?
Absolutely, Dan. And he said, look, I'm a veteran guy. Trash talking doesn't bother me. It doesn't get to me. But he said, I'll tell you who it really ticked off. It ticked off our offensive line. And it ticked off our offensive line because they think they're the best line in football today, rushing for over 200 yards. They went out and proved it.
Wait a minute. The Jets, they can't be complaining about trash talking now.
No, hey, look. No. You know, that's the pot calling the kettle.
Yes. When you play against the Bills, you need something for motivation.
All right, 18-game schedule. Much has been said about this. Bill Polian thought it was a fait accompli, but
which I do, too.
You do. So it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
What do the players get?
Well, on Monday of this past week, the players finally got their first proposal from the owners, and the proposal said two things. Number one, it said many things, but two key things. Number one, we will add one additional player to the roster, the active roster. So we'll go from 53 to 54 players. Also, we'll add 2 practice squad players. So the owners are saying, hey, look, we're offering up 96 new jobs. But the players say, look, it's not about the extra jobs. It's about post-career health insurance. And they say, look, right now it's 3 years vesting to have insurance after your career ends. And you're asking us to play 6 additional games over those 3 years. You need to come to the table with a better health plan.
All right, don't go anywhere. I want to ask you about Mike Singletary's future in San Francisco. Speaking of the Niners, the winless Niners, they were in Atlanta. And for Mike Singletary on the hot seat, and it looks like he's holding his hot seat right there. Alex Smith. The good and the bad and the ugly. Here's the good. Vernon Davis. This was originally ruled down at the 1, but they reviewed it and they reversed it.
Great up.
Yeah, Davis gets in. The kick blocked here. Michael Keenan's kick is blocked, and Taylor Mays, the USC rookie, tippy-toe, and it's good. It's 14-0 Niners. And then Smith, the bad and the ugly, under pressure, picked off. Curtis Lofton led to a field goal. Smith picked off twice in the day. Fourth quarter, Matt Ryan. Nate Clements is reading Matty Ice's eyes. And the problem is he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head.
Watch out, Nate.
Oh, come on, Nate.
Roddy White does not give up on the ball. So the Falcons still get the ball. Time to go, 6 plays. Ryan, White, Matt Bryant, 43 yards out for the win.
Money.
Good! 16-14 Atlanta. And that seat just got a little warmer for Mike Singletary.
And he's praying.
Offensive coordinator Mike Johnson, 49ers offense, didn't respond. 262 yards of offense and 2 more picks for Alex Smith. Afterwards, Mike Singletary.
You have to make good decisions when you have the opportunity. He made a nice play, really nice play, but you got to secure the ball. It doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa to figure it out. All you have to do is look at our football games, and you know, guys are flying around, guys are making plays, but we're doing dumb stuff.
All right, let's look at the interception. Now, as a former defensive back, what are you taught? Well, you defensive back as well with the Steelers, so you just didn't have as many big plays as Rodney did.
Let me just say this. Every single day, Coach, and you know this better than I know this, you guys teach us situational football. Every single day since training camp, since mini camps, we go over situational football. okay? So you got to be smart, Nate Clemens, as a player.
You have to secure the ball. And when you're a defensive player, you're not used to carrying it. But when you get it, you cannot lose it. Nate Clemens has got to protect that ball.
So, but somebody's got to let him know he's got some.
He's got to know.
He's
They're always
fall
chasing
down.
you.
He's got to fall down. I've had several picks like that where you catch the ball
in the Super Bowl, right?
Exactly.
Where you wanted to run and score, but it wasn't the time for it.
Exactly. You catch the ball. I want to run a little bit, but I know the situation. You got to get down on the ground and secure the ball for the victory.
You started to run a little bit there, by the way.
I did.
No, there he's running.
There he's running. Yeah. Well,
after you've got the
victory. He's a Super Bowl winner. Let me
Yeah.
bring back Peter King on this with Mike Singletary. You're 0-4. And people thought maybe you're the class of this division.
No question.
How patient is the front office with him?
I think the front office is going to have patience, Dan, but I've been told that they will be evaluating Mike Singletary in the coming weeks. Now, I don't think it means that he's going to get fired. I think he does have this season to straighten it out, in part because there's not a great candidate to be an interim coach on this staff. But the lack of poise and the crisis-a-week problem that they've had in San Francisco is not what the ownership is bought into with Mike Singletary. When they land in San Francisco, he's got another crisis. What to do about safety Michael Lewis, who basically on Friday went on strike and didn't accompany his team to Atlanta this weekend.
We can start with the hype for next Sunday night here on NBC. It's the winless Niners against the Eagles. Thank you, Peter. Still to come on Football Night in America, it's a partnership of like-minded coach and quarterback. Paying early dividends so far. Conversation with Mike Martz and Jay Cutler coming up as Football Night in America continues after this.
I need help.
Monday night, there's only one place for great drama.
Please find my girlfriend. I'm gonna kill her.
Start to finish.
Let's do this.
Chuck takes on guest stars Nicole Richie and Steve Austin. Then, the event's being called the fall's hottest show.
Please come and get me.
And on Chase, outsmarting the law for 17 years.
The worst of the worst.
Not if she has anything to say about it. Chuck, the event. Chase, Monday, 8/7 Central on NBC.
We're an Ohio company, and we've been here since 1868. Ted Strickland understands the issues the business people deal with. He's made it easier for us to hire people in Ohio. What the governor was able to do was help us keep our jobs and add our jobs here in the state. Why would Jim Hagedorn, a Republican, support a Democrat? Because he's shown a commitment to our business. He's shown a commitment to growing businesses in the state of Ohio. Ted's found a way to get the job done.
Time is running out. The Federal Energy Star Tax Credit Program ends soon. Purchase your new energy-efficient furnace or air conditioner from Recker & Berger and get a federal tax credit of up to $1,500. Visit thecomfortzone.com for a free estimate. Don't need a new system? Call 942-ZONE and get an appointment for a $69 precision tune-up special. With our low prices and A+ Better Business Bureau rating, you'll be glad you did.
Family owned and operated for nearly 50 years.
Wake up with News 5 Today and The Today Show, 7 days a week.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want. You can get it from me. Yeah. Oh. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. Tell me what you want.
The most NFL at your fingertips. NFL.com. You want the NFL? Go to the NFL.
I love Sunday nights. And I really love that in a few months, the Super Bowl is coming right here to Cowboy Stadium.
That's right, Jerry. But tonight, we got two tough teams and two tough towns.
Tonight, the Bears take on the Giants. And every Sunday this season, get your choice of any 3 toppings free when you buy a large cheese pizza for just $10. Great NFL offers are just a click away at PapaJohns.com.
Sunday night is Papa John's night.
A year ago, in his first season in Chicago, Jay Cutler led the NFL in interceptions, and the Bears won a disappointing 7-9. So far this season, much more encouraging numbers and a 3-0 record, which many people, including the quarterback, are attributing to the arrival of Mike Martz as offensive coordinator. Martz, the architect of the greatest show on turf with the St. Louis Rams a decade ago, has been a longtime admirer of Cutler, dating back to when he watched tape of the young quarterback as a college player coming out of Vanderbilt.
He's such a talented guy, I wrote him when he came out of college and gave him the best grade I've ever given a quarterback.
So you actually gave him a higher grade than any quarterback coming out of college you had ever graded?
In 19 years, yeah.
The simplest path to a Super Bowl is if you have a franchise quarterback, and right now the Chicago Bears certainly have one.
Guys click or don't. It seems as if you and Mike Martz have clicked.
Yeah, the very first meeting with Mike here, we went to dinner and we just kind of clicked.
I went down to Tennessee and met with him. Then we went over to Vanderbilt and went into one of the rooms inside there and went to the board, and we talked about football for quite a while, and it was really kind of an instant connection. I got so excited, just the things that we talked about, he understood immediately.
Cutler has time, throws to the back corner of the end zone. Most quarterbacks I've known and spoken with, at least the ones who have good arms, they're willing to dink and dunk if that's the game plan, but they want to air it out. The way Mike Martz likes to play, you'll air it out.
Yeah. Whether or not the dink or dunk is available, that doesn't really concern him. We're going to press the issue. We're not going to devise plans and plays to get 4 and 5 yards. We want to get some big chunks. We want to score in a hurry.
And the Bears strike right back and regain the lead.
He knows he can do it, and so you have to be careful too. You can go past the point where you need to go to ask him to do something that might be a little bit reckless, but that's the fun part of it.
Intercepted. It's over. Jay Cutler picked off for the 5th time.
There's a lot of noise that surrounds sports, all sports these days, and plenty of noise surrounds any quarterback on any team. What of the criticism has been valid or constructive?
You throw 26 picks in a season, that's going to be valid criticism. You get traded from a team and have high expectations, and you don't go out and produce, you're going to get criticism. And bringing Mike in, I think, has kind of rejuvenated everybody, including myself. Just with the passion and desire that he brings to the game, it's got everyone going again.
Touchdown Bears!
This is just a surface observation because I'm not around you and the team on a regular basis, but you seem to me more relaxed than a year ago at this time.
Absolutely, and I think that all comes from Mike Martz and the game plan he puts together, and he gives us answers. I think that's one thing he's probably done throughout his entire career. He's going to give you the right answers, and it's just your job to go out and do it.
The image of the Bears through the years has always been a team, when they've been good, they're a team with an overpowering defense and generally not a team that scores 35, 40 points a game. The script this year might be different.
Might be, let's look forward. Let's create our own history, right? Let's move forward and take what we have and emphasize the strengths of what we have and utilize it and win as many games as we can.
Martz, Cutler, and the Bears offense actually have averaged less than 20 points a game so far through 3 victories, but in crucial situations, they've made the plays they need to, and perhaps most importantly, Cutler has just 2 interceptions through 3 games. Bears-Giants approaching a familiar matchup on Sunday Night Football.
Nissan presents the Sunday Night Football Performance Playbook.
Pressure kick.
Sunday Night Football Memories.
He's going to run it out. He is going to go all the way. The longest play in the history of the National Football League.
And while Devin Hester remains a threat, a new leader puts it in drive.
Touchdown Bears!
Conference rivals air it out on Sunday Night Football. Football Night in America is brought to you by Progressive. Visit Progressive.com today. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. By Nike. And by Viagra.
It's positive.
Positive?
We're gonna have a baby.
Now, when I was a little boy, at the age of 5, I had some in my pocket.
The 4-door sports car.
We're gonna have a baby.
Nissan Maxima. Innovation for daddy.
We're gonna have a baby.
Innovation for all.
Drink in the rich, bold taste of premium roast coffee, 100% Arabica beans. It's so rich, but so just $1. On the dollar menu at breakfast. That's what we're made of.
Hi, we're looking to save some money on our car insurance.
Great! At Progressive, you can compare rates side by side so you get the same coverage, often for less.
Wow, that is huge.
And this is to remind you that you could save hundreds.
Yeah, that'll certainly stick with me.
We'll take it.
Go, big money! I mean, go, it's your break, honey.
Same coverage, more savings. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time, and it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall, and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
Opulence. I has it. I like the best. This one. But I also like savings the money. So when DirecTV tell me 5 months free for most premium televisions package, I jump in it.
Forget cable. Switch and get 5 months free. Ends October 6. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
Tonight at the Meadowlands, the Giants looking to turn it around after 2 ugly losses, including a penalty and turnover-filled effort at home against the Titans last week. But right now, back to the Week 4 highlights. Only DirecTV brings you every Sunday afternoon game, wherever you go, live on your cell phone and computer. Call 1-800-DirecTV to switch. Already, we showed you how the Meadowlands' other tenants, the Jets, roughed up the Bills in Buffalo, thanks to LaDainian Tomlinson. Meanwhile, the Broncos travel to Nashville to take on the Titans. Jeff Fisher reaching a milestone, 8th head coach in history to reach 250 games, all with the same franchise. Kyle Orton coming off a career-high 476 yards last week in the loss to the Colts. First and goal, Jason Babin called for a neutral zone infraction, and the reaction from Titans defensive coordinator Chuck Cecil, one finger, 6-figure fine perhaps. Next play, it's Orton, Eddie Royal, 7-0 Denver. On the kickoff, Mark Mariani, 222nd pick out of Montana, 7th-round pick, and he's gone. 98 yards to put Tennessee up 17-13. 4th and 3, deep into the 4th. Orton looking for Jabbar Gaffney. It's ruled incomplete. Orton, as the Broncos get it back, looking for Gaffney. Chris Hope called for pass interference. 8 penalties, 96 yards on the day for Tennessee. 3 plays later, it's Orton to the former Eagle, Correll Buckholder, and it's 23-20 Denver. On the ensuing kickoff, Mariani giveth, taketh away. Can't come up with it. And for the Denver Broncos, on the road, picking up the victory, Orton, over 300 yards for his 3rd straight game. He's the first Bronco QB with 3 straight since Brian Griese. He's got the franchise record of 4 straight back in 2002. After the game, Jeff Fisher choosing his words carefully.
You know, this loss is unfortunately an example of just not being able to make play at the end to close this game out. And that's exactly what happened. That's a good football team we played. I think we showed some improvement in some areas today. We didn't win the game. We had a chance, and we didn't get it done.
Undefeated Steelers hosting Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Ready, Ray? 1, 2, 3. We're ready. Charlie Batch to Antoine Randall L. for 34 yards down to the Baltimore 1-yard line.
What a catch.
And from there, Rashard Mendenhall, giving Pittsburgh the early lead is 7-0. Joe Flacco brings the troops back. Plenty of time. Derek Mason for 40 yards. How about this move by Willis McGahee? Zip, zip, zip. 9 yards, tied at 7. Steelers had problems on 3rd down all day, but Batch here in the 4th quarter. Heath Miller for 13. Batch to Antoine Randall L. for 16. 2nd and 4, and it's Rashard Mendenhall. How good has he been this year? 13-play, 93-yard drive. Pittsburgh leads at 14-10. Flacco, who had thrown his 6th interception of the year earlier, tries to bring the Ravens back. Anquan Boldin for 9. Worked last time, Anquan Boldin for 3. Flacco spreading the wealth, T.J. Houshmandzadeh. And then he caps off the 4-play, 40-yard drive that took 36 seconds. Houshmandzadeh, 17-14. Steelers. Their final drive at their own 15. Charlie.
Who else?
Ray
Lewis.
Ray Lewis with the pick. Batch, his only interception of the day, threw for only 141 yards. Mendenhall with 79 yards, 2 touches. But the star was Flacco, threw for 256 yards. And see if we can get a smile out of Joe after the game.
There's not too many better ways to win a game, especially when you come into Pittsburgh. I mean, you blow somebody out, and that's fun and all, but, when the game's that close all the way through it, and you go down there and win it on the last drive, I mean, once you've done it, there's not too many better ways to win a game.
Time now to simplify the game, brought to you by Windows 7. The all-knowing, all-seeing Tony Dungy thought the Steelers were going to be 4-0 in Ben Roethlisberger's absence. Okay, 3-1 here, but that's a fourth-quarter lead. We saw this habit last year. They gave up fourth-quarter leads today, and they did it again.
Yeah, they really did. They had the lead with a minute to go. Normally the defense shuts them down. They couldn't do it today. To Baltimore's credit, though, they had the big drive when they needed it.
Yeah, and we seem to forget that Joe Flacco, he's a young quarterback, and he's played in a lot of big games, but none bigger than this one. Going on the road in a hostile environment, tremendous confidence-building game for him.
What are we going to look at with the coach's clicker?
I think big play from Joe Flacco's standpoint. There's less than a half minute to go. Pittsburgh is going to blitz, and he sees it, okay? 3 guys lined up on this side. He realized the blitz could be coming. He's going to call Todd Heap over here to pick up Troy Polamalu.
And in pressure situations, critical moments of the game, Pittsburgh Steelers defense, they're always going to blitz.
He knows it's coming, and he's got an out and up out here, a double move to Houshmandzadeh. But the key is getting that blitz picked up right there. Polamalu's blocked. He's got a chance to run this double move.
And terrible technique by the cornerback. Playing outside coverage is man-to-man. You're supposed to play inside technique and not look in the backfield.
But he's expecting that ball to come fast. They wanted the blitz to get there. And, again, this was one time Pittsburgh's defense let them down.
These two will meet again in Week 13 here on NBC. Classic NFL matchup ahead. Bears and Giants. Sunday Night Football coming up in just over a half hour from now. This football night continues.
Simplify the game. Brought to you by Windows 7.
Hey, I'm Jason. My roommate in there does a lot of private tutoring, which really cuts into my TV time. So then it hit me. What if my laptop could work just like a DVR? Well, next thing I know, with Windows 7, you can record and watch TV right on your laptop in HD.
Still out there?
I could stay here all night.
The HP Pavilion DV7 Select Edition with Beats Audio, engineered for the best PC sound.
I'm a PC. Windows 7 was my idea.
Wills, you go here. Devin, you come up here.
Kareem, you're taking the ball out. Zach, you're rolling off the run.
Jensen, you hit the hole hard and you make the touchdown.
You're looking for rolling, coming over
and
the top.
B-O-O.
Boom!
Well, we get along. Yeah, we really do. And there's nothing wrong. Oh, I feel for you. Hang around till the leaves are brown and the summer's
When you're not worried about potential dangers, the world can be a far less threatening place. Take the scary out of life with Travelers Insurance and see the world in a different light.
You're at the age where you don't get thrown by curveballs. This is the age of knowing how to get things done. So why would you let something like erectile dysfunction get in your way? Isn't it time you talk to your doctor about Viagra? 20 million men already have. With every age comes responsibility. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing. This is the age of taking action. Viagra. talk to your doctor. See if America's most prescribed ED treatment is right for you.
Doc, I just got your email. I'm out for the season?
Don't worry about that. I switched to Sprint's $69.99 plan, so I get unlimited emails.
What does that mean?
It means I'm dropping you for my fantasy team, that's for sure.
What does that mean about my knee?
Oh, your knee's totally shattered. You see how hard that guy hit you?
I don't want to see...
Hey, relax. Not costing me any extra.
Only Sprint gives you unlimited text, web, and calling to any mobile for just $69.99. Sprint, the Now Network.
It's time for Sunday Night Now, presented by Sprint, and right now at the new Meadowlands Stadium, Giants linebacker Keith Bullock, who has a toe injury, is inactive. He'll be replaced in the starting lineup by Clint Sintum. And Giants center Sean O'Hara, suffering from an ongoing Achilles injury, is also inactive. He'll be replaced again by Adam Coates, who starts for the second straight week. Meanwhile, to find out what's happening around the league, the place to be is Pro Football Talk on NBCSports.com. Among the headlines Mike Florio has there right now, the Steelers are now 3-1, heading into their bye as Big Ben returns to the team. But there's no guarantee about the reception in the Pittsburgh locker room and whether that will be 100% positive for Ben Roethlisberger. The Saints survived a scare against the Panthers today, and there's a report that Drew Brees was playing with a mild MCL sprain suffered last week against the Falcons. And why Titans defensive coordinator Chuck Cecil could be facing a six-figure fine after flashing a one-finger salute toward officials in Tennessee's loss to Denver today. Those are some of the headlines from Pro Football Talk on NBCSports.com, where all the details can be found. And back we go now to Dan Patrick in New York. Dan?
All right, thank you, Bob. Houston in Oakland, and Matt Schaub trying to rebound from last week's loss to Dallas. This will help. Derek Ward rushed for 80 yards on 12 carries. Got a little more action after Arian Foster, who was disciplined. He's in 7-0 Houston. Foster was held out, coach's decision, and then the coach's decision was to put him in because he's really good.
He can do this.
Yeah, 74 yards. Texans rush for 249, 21-14 Houston. Schaub fakes to Foster and then throws to Foster, 31-14 Houston. Last gasp for Oakland. Bruce Gradkowski picked off by Troy Nolan. Houston is 3-1 for the first time in franchise history. Schaub passes David Carr for most passing touchdowns in franchise history with 60. After the loss, here's Tom Cable.
You know, you can't sugarcoat it. When you get your rear end kicked like that, it is what it is, and you don't sugarcoat that. You don't talk around that. You got to deal with that.
We just got to keep learning, keep growing, and got to find a way to win. I mean, whatever it is, we just got to win.
Colts always struggle in Jacksonville. Peyton, did you hear that? Coming off 3 games, which he's thrown at least 3 touchdowns, no picks. David Garrard probably did a lot of this at East Carolina. Running the option, tied at 70 at 44 yards rushing. Manning looking for Brody Eldridge. Manning threw for 352 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his first pick of the season. Anthony Smith takes it back 48 yards. And the Jaguars are in business. We're tied at 14, and this time Garrard did it with his legs, now with his arm, looking for Mercedes Lewis. 3rd TD catch of the year. He had 2 all of last season. 21-14 Jags. Joseph Adai will tie it at 21. Garrard comes back. Mojo! Maurice Jones-Drew. It's 20-21 Jacksonville. Manning. Dallas Clark. Still time. Under 2 minutes to go. Clark had a touchdown reception on the day. Manning looking for Reggie Wayne. He set a single-game franchise record, 15 receptions. Manning, 3rd and goal, under a minute to go, and this is just too easy. Colley's 4th consecutive game with a touchdown. We're tied at 28. Garrard leads the troops back. Tyquan Underwood. And that will set up Josh Scobie. Scobie, do! He did it.
He did it.
59 yards out.
Your coach.
Josh Scobie, game-winning field goal. That's the third longest game-ending field goal in NFL history, behind Tom Dempsey's 63-yarder for the Saints in 1970 and Matt Bryant's 62-yarder for Tampa back in 2006. Here's Jack Del Rio.
This is a fun group to coach, and I keep telling you that because it is. It's such a dedicated, committed group. It's a lot of fun to coach. And we're a young, ascending team. And so I'm excited for our guys because this was a big win. This 2.5 game swing in our division here with the Colts, it was huge. And we had to have it.
All right, you're 2-2 if you're the Colts, and you're 0-2 in the division. Now, that's got to be alarming, isn't it? Or is it too early to be alarmed?
No, it's a little bit alarming. The Colts are used to these good starts because they play consistent football all the way through. But this year, the turnovers in the red zone, drop balls, where you saw some shaky red zone coverage and some touchdown passes there. And you can't not make the big plays when they're there. Here's a ball that should be intercepted, should force it into overtime, but when you don't make plays, you're going to lose games.
Yeah, but if you had the pick, though, then you're going to go into overtime. But because you didn't come up with the pick, they had time to go down for the game-winning field goal.
I wouldn't be worried if I'm the Colts offense. I'm a little worried if I'm the Colts defense. They gave up 3 touchdowns in the red zone. Dwight Freeney and Kevin Mathis, no pressure on the quarterback, no sacks, and no turnovers, Coach.
But the offense needs to score, and they can't have those mistakes, those red zone mistakes. I promise you, Jim Caldwell is going to be speaking to that offense tomorrow.
They got the Chiefs coming up at home next weekend. Still to come, Football Night in America. The Giants' struggles, they have pretty much been epitomized by the actions of 2 players in particular. Brandon Jacobs lost his helmet, somehow ended in the stands in that Week 2 loss in Indy. And then Kareem McKenzie hurt the team with 2 personal foul penalties last week against the Titans. Both players looking to generate more positive headlines tonight. But first, time for this week's value plays presented by the Dollar Menu from McDonald's. Rams getting some value from rookie QB Sam Bradford. Number 1 overall pick to Brandon Gibson. 15-yard score, the win over the Seahawks. St. Louis now 2-2. Browns secured their first win behind backup quarterback Seneca Wallace. The bullet to the tight end Evan Moore for the early touch. Cleveland hangs on to win the Battle of Ohio. Those are Week 4's value plays. Back after this.
Mind watch my dog for a second?
Thanks, bud. Thank you very much for watching my dog.
My name is Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. Grandpa got a new scooter.
Jackass 3D.
So, high
five. Good morning, man. Rated R.
100% pure beef times 2. Chopped onions, pickles, American cheese. The McDonald's McDouble. It's a double for a single. On the Dollar Menu every day. That's what we're made of.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do woodchucks chuck wood?
Hey, you dang woodchucks! Quit chucking my wood!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Meet me by the sea again. Past the point the shoreline bends, where the sand is soft and warm and hangs upon your golden arm. And someone move it on.
I don't care if I'm the official spokes candy for the new pretzel M&Ms. There is no way that you're putting a giant pretzel inside me.
Listen, buddy, I'm not too thrilled about this either.
New M&M's pretzel. A crunchy pretzel inside an M&M's.
How can rice production in India affect wheat output in the U.S., the shipping industry in Norway, and the rubber industry in South America? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason 75% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information to read and consider carefully before investing.
These superstars are ready for their big move. SmackDown moves to Sci-Fi.
Welcome to Hyundai's Sunday Night Kickoff.
New York Giants have 1 win, 1 loss at their new home in the Meadowlands tonight. A chance for a victory with some big blue royalty in the house. Michael Strahan going cross country after the Fox pregame show. And then heading east to make it to the stadium. Plenty of time for the unveiling of the Giants' Ring of Honor at halftime tonight. Arizona, the honor of going to San Diego, where Phillip Rivers was waiting. He's thrown for at least 1 touchdown in a league-best 16 consecutive games. And right on cue to back up that stat, he goes to 17 consecutive games. Antonio Gates, and where's the defense? 7-0 San Diego. Mike Tolbert, nice little fill-in here. Ryan Matthews dinged up with the elbow injury. Tolbert, the fullback, had a big afternoon. Touchdown, 100 yards rushing, 14-7 San Diego. But wait, there's more. Rivers, Gates.
Can we get somebody to cover Gates? Won't happen.
21-7 San Diego. Derek Anderson. He got to know Sean Phillips intimately. Well, not intimately, but he got to know him quite a bit today. 9 sacks for the Chargers. Anderson picked off by Phillips, goes 31 yards, and it's 28-7. Oh, no. Ken Wisenhunt says, come on, Derek, come over here, and brought in the rookie, Max Hall. Anderson, 7 for 14, 64 yards. This, I don't even know if the score, it was uglier than this, and it's 41-10. Hard to believe Arizona was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Here's Ken Wisenhunt.
I am surprised. I thought from what I saw in training camp we would be better than this. And I'm disappointed that we haven't been. And that's obviously an area that we've got to improve.
All right, where do you want to go? San Diego, or you want to go Arizona on this one?
Well, let me start with San Diego. They've been dominant 2 weeks in a row at home. But as Tom Brady said last week, you got to win on the road to be a champion. We can't see this 8-8 because we play well at home and lay an egg on the road. So I'm waiting until I see a good road win from San Diego.
Okay. Arizona is a team that's built to pass the ball. And I think we finally realized that how important it is to have a star quarterback in this league. Derek Anderson, like you said, is no Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. That's it in their offense.
But what happened? I mean, 2 years ago when you're in the Super Bowl, are they that bad now?
Well, they were throwing the football well with Warner. They're not throwing the ball well this year.
Take away Peyton Manning from the Colts and see what happens to them.
All right, Sunday Night Football fast approaching here. The Hyundai kickoff continues right now. We head back across the Hudson. Back to Bob Costas, who has more on a coach who hasn't seen the season start out as scripted. Bob.
That's right, Dan. A 1-2 start was bound to irritate Tom Coughlin, and as we discussed earlier with Alan Chris, Coughlin has been criticized this past week by his former players Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber, and Antonio Pierce. But that concerns him less than the way the Giants got to 1-2, with 10 turnovers and a slew of penalties, including 5 personal fouls last Sunday against Tennessee. I spoke with Coughlin on Wednesday.
You've been a head coach for 227 games in the NFL, another 15 in the postseason. Have you ever been as frustrated with your team after a single game as you were this past Sunday?
I don't think so, Bob, and disappointed as well. But you know, the oldest adage in the world now, you turn the ball over like we did. Penalties lose games and turnovers lose games. And that's exactly what we did. First 2 times we went down the field with the ball, we turned it over. That does not excuse the frustration that evolved in the way in which we conducted ourselves with the personal fouls and that type of thing. But it was an exasperating loss, to say the least.
Can you correct it in a week?
Oh, yeah, I think you can.
What do you do?
I definitely think you can. Well, first of all, you address it. You tell everyone to lose the sensitivity issue. You know, you're a part of a team, and if you're a part of this commitment to our football team, you understand that no one has the right to put our team in jeopardy, to put ourselves behind the 8 ball, to penalize ourselves, to lose football games the way that we did. No one has that right. Our football team does a good job in practice. We anticipate that that would be a transition over into the game. It didn't happen.
You want a winning team, you know, I mean, everything can't be controlled. And right now, everything is controlled within this organization. Everything is controlled.
Antrel Roll comes over. He's been a very good player in Arizona. He's only been with you for a handful of games. He goes on the radio and says, hey, the leadership isn't there. We're not disciplined. He may be right to some extent, but he's a newcomer. Did that irritate you?
Well, it did because of the way he went about it. We're a family. A team is a family. If you have some issues that you'd like to discuss, come on and talk to me about them, and you'll hear my opinion. I'll hear your opinion. The unfortunate thing, Bob, is it sounds like an excuse, and Antrel does know that. And whenever you make an excuse, it's a sign of weakness. If you have something that really is worthwhile to discuss, then let's do it internally.
Final seconds tick away for the Giants in this building. For those that remain, serenade the Giants with boos.
Since the 5th game of last season, after you opened 5-0, you're a combined 4-10, allowing more than 30 points a game on average. You've had a lot of games that you lost by large margins. Is it possible that your personnel is just fading?
I hope not, Bob. I don't think so. We need some good things to happen, Bob, for us. I think that there's a confidence thing that may be there a little bit. Of course, you have to earn that right. Your preparation has to be just so, but then it has to be carried through on Sunday. And I think if some good things start to happen, I think we can be a very good football team.
And let the celebration begin. The Giants, with the most improbable win, have won Super Bowl 42.
Chronologically, you're the oldest coach in the NFL at 64.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. Sitting across from you, though, tremendous energy. Even when your team is having a little bit of a tough time. It seems to me you come to work excited each day.
I am excited, Bob. I am excited about this football team. And the challenge is there. We get stronger with adversity, and I really believe that. You need a challenge, you got it. Here it is right in front of you. The whole world's down on the New York Giants, fine. As long as that locker room is all together, our coaching staff is all together, and we have an opportunity to go out and prove it again on next Sunday, that's all that matters to me is to know that if we come together as a team, and if we put forth a great effort as a team, we'll be okay. We'll be fine.
Well, he sounds like he's ready to lead the troops here, but Tiki Barber, our former cohort on Football Night in America and former Giants player, on Wednesday said that Tom Coughlin has a crisis on his hands because it's perceived that he's lost the team. You buying into that?
All I know is this. Now, all of a sudden, Tom Coughlin can't coach. 3 years ago, Coach, he was in the Super Bowl, and over half the players on that Super Bowl team, including Eli Manning, who's the quarterback, is on this team right now. If you want to look at anything, look at the lack of production. First, look at defense. You look at Antrel Roll, no sacks. You look at Justin Tuck, no interceptions. Offensively, Eli Manning, he's leading the league in interceptions, and Brandon Jacobs is still at the ATM counting his money. So it's the players. It's not the coach right now.
I know one thing. Tom Coughlin hasn't changed. He's preaching discipline. He's preaching the same things he always has. Maybe the players aren't listening. I know what Tom Coughlin is all about. We practiced with them when I was in Tampa, and he coached my team. He wanted to discipline our guys, no sunglasses, don't have anybody walk. Your owners can't walk on the field because that's the way he runs his practices.
Did you wear sunglasses?
I didn't, but I let my staff run them. I was like Antrel Roll. That's a little too much micromanaging.
All right, last highlight to get to, the Redskins at the Eagles and Donovan McNabb's return to Philadelphia.
And starting at quarterback from Syracuse, number 5, Donovan McNabb.
Nice little moment there, pregame hug for McNabb and Vic. Ryan Turan, and Turan is in. Big hole there, 7-0 Washington. McNabb then to Clinton Portis. These are veteran moves. Shifty, nifty, and a 14-yard gain. McNabb then watches Chris Cooley get behind the linebacker and makes him pay. 31-yard touchdown. It's 14-0 Washington. Vic behind that.
Get down, Michael. Get down.
Very poor offensive line. Tries to make something happen. Goes down. He'll get sandwiched at the 1-yard line. Now, this is an early report out of Philadelphia. Vic may have 3 broken ribs.
At least.
He wasn't in there for very long, and he was done on his afternoon. So say hello to Kevin Cobb. Hi, Kevin. He comes in to replace Vic and finds Brent Selleck. Touchdown. The 2-point conversion failed. So we're deep into the fourth quarter, 17-12 Washington. Last play of the game, Cobb and D'Angelo Hall with the pick. A nice little moment at the end. A lot of history right there. Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb. Nice little homecoming there.
Wish I would have traded you.
17-12, the final in this one. Redskins controlled the first quarter and held off the Eagles, and now let the controversy begin, perhaps, of maybe some help here if Michael Vick is going to be out of action for a little while. Hyundai brings you the inside story behind the Redskins and the Eagles. Alex Flanagan in Philadelphia. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Dan. Well, unlike everyone else, Donovan McNabb was not focused on the reception that he would receive here in Philadelphia. He told me after the game that he wasn't nervous. He was just trying not to think about it. But he was it warmed his heart, I should say, that the fans here in Philadelphia showed him one small moment of kindness.
When I came out and got a standing ovation, it was overwhelming. It's just very exciting. But again, I would thank you to the fans. But we had a job to do, and we were able to do it tonight.
I know you were focusing on that. You were focused on the competitive part of this game. But at what point did you feel some emotions?
Well, emotions stay with you. It depends on how you be able to display those emotions. And I try to kind of keep it on my sleeve a little bit. And not really show the guys in the locker room that anything affects me. And, and I think they saw that today.
We knew what this game meant for him, and we wanted to come out and win. I think as a team, we just told him we fighting with him. He don't got to do it by himself.
I've always said I didn't know how I would feel until after the game, and I'm excited. Kind of felt like I was back here playing again, and hearing the fans, but, we were able to win. That's what I'm excited about right now.
And Dan, fans here in Philadelphia might just be wishing that Donovan McNabb was also back here in Philly playing. The Redskins now with a two-game lead, or two-game is that they have won in the division. Meanwhile, here in Philadelphia, their quarterback questions again.
All right, thank you, Alex. Yeah, we got some questions, maybe some answers coming up with Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com. I'll get to him coming up in a moment with perhaps some breaking news with the Eagles. All right, so what are you going to show me here with the coach's clicker?
Well, Dan, I said I would never trade a quarterback within the division.
You said it.
Here's one reason I wouldn't. Donovan McNabb right now, I think, has seen this defense before. They're going to get a safety blitz off the outside, man-to-man coverage here, but this defense, middle linebacker Stuart Bradley has the tight end, Chris Cooley, man-to-man, and Donovan knows it right away, and he goes right to that mismatch.
But did you see the moment right there? Go back a little bit. He points to his left, almost for a split second to take his eye off of Cooley, and I don't know if that cost him here.
It doesn't cost him. This is just tough coverage, and they're trying to fool them, but Chris Cooley in a sprint with the middle linebacker, there's no way he can make that coverage.
Yeah, no way can he cover him. All-pro tight end against a linebacker.
Donovan's seen that before. He went right to him.
No question.
All right, let's go back to the Eagles topic here, because now you're going to need, if Vick is out for a little while, I want to bring in Mike Florio, ProFootballTalk.com senior editor. You got an update on candidates there if Vick is out for a while?
Well, yeah, Dan, and Vick's x-rays were negative initially on that rib and chest area. He is in pain, though. The Eagles are going to do an MRI tomorrow. For now, Vick doesn't know whether or not he'll miss time. And if he does miss time, there's a name out there to keep an eye on. He's played for the Eagles twice before. That's Jeff Garcia, currently with the Omaha Nighthawks of the UFL. Garcia could get a release. His agent, Doug Hendrickson, told me that Garcia is interested in returning to the NFL and would be interested in playing for the Eagles. So if Vick is going to miss any time, it could be Jeff Garcia back to Philly for a third time.
Yeah, and once again, there were early reports that maybe he has 3 broken ribs. Early reports that Vick may have 3 broken ribs. Eli Manning and the Giants aiming to turn things around tonight at home. Perhaps need a little bit of luck as much as anything else. 5 of his 6 picks have been off tip passes. Sunday Night Football coming up on NBC.
Download NFL Mobile only on Verizon and get live Thursday and Sunday night NFL games and NFL Red Zone. Now everything football is everywhere. Get the NFL with NFL Mobile. Rule the air. Verizon.
It's not just a card, it's a choice to do more and miss less. Fly NetJets, the gold standard in private aviation. With the Marquis Jet Card, NetJets 25 hours at a time.
People say the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. That's not what we heard during Hyundai Uncensored.
$200 a month for a lease?
$199 a month. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, is that what the price is?
This is a steal.
Oh my gosh.
I can do this.
That's a good price.
Sounds like the dollar's making a comeback with the 2011 Sonata. It comes with Hyundai Assurance, including America's best warranty. And now, for a limited time, you can lease a 2011 Sonata for just $199 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
On game day, enjoy big flavor, no substitutions.
How? With a Subway, $5 foot-long sub.
Enjoy a delicious lineup of $5 foot-long subs that'll make you the MVP when you gotta feed the fans for the game. From the mouth-watering meatball marinara to the classic BLT.
Your favorites, just the way you want them, are just $5.
Well, I'm thinking it's a great deal.
Extra points, Subway. Where nothing tastes better. Subway, eat fresh.
And now I'll turn it over to the Gecko.
Thank you, sir. As we all know, Geico has been saving people money on RV, camper and trailer insurance, as well as motorcycle insurance. Sorry. Technical difficulties.
What about this?
What's this one do? Maybe that one.
Okay, let's keep rolling. We run motorcycle insurance?
Take 15 minutes to see how much you could save on motorcycle, RV, and camper insurance.
It's not just a card, it's a choice to do more and miss less. Fly NetJets, the gold standard in private aviation. With the Marquis Jet Card, NetJets 25 hours at a time.
There's no place like home. Get your tickets today at NFL.com.
Behind a reinvigorated offensive attack and a revitalized defensive assault, the Bears 3-0 in the season's early going. Look to continue their undefeated ways tonight at the Meadowlands. Sunday Night Football coming up, but first, the best of Week 4 presented by Verizon, the official wireless service provider of the NFL and NFL Mobile. We begin in Pittsburgh. Undefeated Steelers. Ravens in town in less than a minute to go. Joe Flacco to TJ Houshmandzadeh. That's your game winner. Flacco throws for 256. Broncos at the Titans. Another late comeback. Kyle Orton. More than 300 yards again today. The 6-yard score to Correll Buckhalter. They win it. 26-20. Jets-Bills, LaDainian Tomlinson, 26-yard touchdown scamper. Had 133 yards, 2 scores. First 100-yard game in 2 years. Lions, Packers, close call for the Packers. Big play, Charles Woodson, 2009 Defensive Player of the Year. He picks off Sean Hill, takes it back 48 yards, 10th time in his career. He has taken a pick back for a touchdown, third on the all-time list. Panthers, Saints. Panthers gave the defending champs all they could handle in New Orleans. D'Angelo Williams, 39-yard touchdown, giving Carolina the lead. But the Saints come back, 18-play, 86-yard drive. John Carney, welcome back. Brought him back because of Garrett Hartley's struggles, and your game winner. 49ers at the Falcons. Falcons pinned deep. Michael Kanon's punt blocked. Unbelievable play by the former USC Trojan. Taylor Mays gets the tippy toes in. Niners led 14-zip. Atlanta trailing by 1 less than 2 minutes ago. And Nate Clements picks off Matty Ice, but doesn't realize that Roddy White is there. Strips the ball. They get a chance. They get into field goal range. Matt Bryant, 43 yards out. Good! Falcons escape at home, 16-14. Texans, Raiders, early third quarter. Arian Foster benched for most of the first quarter, and then they brought him in because he's really good. 74-yard touchdown. He leads the NFL
too long.
He leads the NFL in rushing. Cardinals, Chargers. No, just the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates. Gates, 2 touchdowns on the day. Colts, Jaguars. Peyton Manning led a game-tying drive, and then it's Josh Scobie. That is the 3rd longest game-winning field goal in NFL history. 59 yards out. Redskins, Eagles. Donovan McNabb back to Philly. Got a standing ovation. And deserved one for this pass to Chris Cooley. Andy Reid. Some affection there and a lot of history. There's our plays brought to you by Verizon. Today's winners brought to you by Subway. Who you got for me, Tony?
My big winner is the Washington Redskins. They looked terrible last week. I think they realized how important this game was to Donovan. They came out with some energy, and their defensive line got after the Eagles' offensive line.
So I guess after that visit with the Jets, you didn't realize that LaDainian Tomlinson is a #1 legitimate back. He's a #1 back. The guy had over 130 yards today, couple touchdowns. I know San Diego's kicking themselves in the butt saying, why did we get rid of this guy?
Did you give him a pep talk when you saw LaDainian?
I actually did talk to LT, and I said, I'm glad I'm not coaching against you
Didn't he do the same thing with the Yankees and they lost?
Oh, yeah, you gave a pep talk to the Yankees.
I'm not good at pep talk.
To vote for today's winners, you can go to NBCSports.com/Subway, where winners eat. All right, let me, a little role-playing here. You're coaching tonight. How do you stop the Giants?
If I'm Lovie Smith and Rod Marinelli, the Bears defensive coordinator, I am loading the box and stopping the run against the Giants. Make sure Brandon Jacobs...
Stopping the run?
Hey.
They haven't run the ball. What are you talking about, stopping the run?
The only time the Giants win is when they get running the ball well. So I'm going to put the pressure on.
So you think all of a sudden it's going to start tonight? You think they're going to start running the ball?
I'm going to make sure it doesn't start. I'm going to load that box up, say, don't fall asleep on the run. Let's force Eli Manning to throw and see if we can get after him.
Do you think they can run the ball?
No.
But that's how you do it.
Let him run it tonight.
No wonder you retired.
How do you stop the Bears?
Jay Cutler, he wants the big play. I'm putting pressure on him. Last week, Green Bay dropped a lot of 8 guys. In coverage. You got to pressure Jay Cutler and force him to make quick decisions.
And know those defensive backs back there. Hey, there's going to be some balls that come deep.
And the last thing I would probably do is not kick to Devin Hester like this guy did in the Super Bowl. You remember that, don't you?
I remember it well.
All right, who's winning?
I'm picking the Bears tonight.
You're on the Cutler bandwagon,
I'm on
finally.
The bandwagon.
Or the Lovey's.
Yeah, Lovey's my buddy.
Lovey's your guy.
Exactly.
Okay, who you got?
The Bears.
All right, we're ready.
Hey, you're from Chicago, right?
No question.
We're ready. Let's get out to Bob Costas. Bob.
Dan, the Bears need a win tonight to stay undefeated and a game up on the Packers. Meanwhile, with everyone bunched in the NFC East, a Giants win ties them with the Eagles and the Skins. All three would be 2-2, with the Cowboys, the division favorites, who had a bye today, at 1-2. The Bears and the Giants are next on Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, of course, will have the call. That is after Faith Hill hands off the microphone. And we'll see you at halftime.
This has been Hyundai's Sunday Night Kickoff.
All right.